I just made the decision, and I went from homeless to living in South Korea. This is a client story, success story, source story, right, that I received a few days ago, and they allowed me to share it. And I love this story so much because in the subject line it says in caps, I am God, from homeless to South Korea. And there's so much good, like really good, like aha moments and golden nuggets in here that I was like, I want to share this story with all of you. And we're gonna like dive into it and like pull apart stuff, and I'm gonna highlight things through the story because I have been making so much content recently on like short form, like under 10-minute videos, like for YouTube and TikTok, and I have thoroughly enjoyed doing it. My TikTok account is growing rapidly, like a lot faster, and all I did is give it a little bit of attention by just going on there, sharing stuff, and I put all that content on YouTube and some more on YouTube as well, as many of you know. And I've been making a lot of vertical videos, right? And but I also enjoy making long form videos, but you know, it doesn't matter because the content's a content, and many people have found me because the content is shorter. And a lot of you like the longer form content. So today's video is gonna be a little longer. So like get comfy, get your little drinky poo, or save the video for when if you have a long commute home, right? That kind of thing. And I made some tea from that a neighbor of mine's parents just visited from Shanghai, and they brought me some amazing red tea, and that's what I'm having, and we're just gonna hang out. And I'm gonna share a story with you, and we're gonna talk about all kinds of stuff in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So by the way, I have to share with you this pen that I found at H Mart. It's a Korean grocery store, and I think it's so appropriate for the video because it is my little Korean pen. Look how big it is. Isn't that hilarious? Anyway, let's get started. Hey Rose, I hope this message finds you thriving. Of course, I'm thriving. I'm bursting with excitement to share my latest chapter since our last session in early 2024. What an incredible journey it has been. I love when people say, oh, I had one session with you and everything in my life changed. I'm just like, what? Like, sometimes I forget because I've seen so many people, right? Like, I've worked with so many people, but hey, I'm here for it because there is no time, right? In fact, you're going to hear her reference time, right, as in months or whatever, but understand that that's not even a thing, because it's like, yeah, we know that time doesn't exist, blah, 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 but really, what is it? We're just shifting how we see things. And every time how you shift the way you see something, every time you have a aha moment, every time you do that, you're just constantly moving around the one holy truth, the one truth. You're just moving and looking at it from a different perspective. And every time you shift, that's what feels like time has passed, but time doesn't pass. Time's not passing, right? It's just your awareness of the truth is what is changing, giving the illusion or the feeling that time is going by. So she says, over the last 7 months, life threw me some serious curveballs. I was living in my car and grappling with the struggle of finding work. Like a lot of you have mentioned, something that even in my family didn't even know about. Yet amid those challenges, I had a breakthrough moment. I love those. In March, For the first time at 42, I boldly share my dream of visiting South Korea. Listen to that. I boldly, in other words, she announced my dream of visiting Korea. This is what I want. Doesn't matter how you say it. This is what I want. This is what I want to experience. This is it. She was bold about it. Why is she saying boldly? Because she just said she was living in her car, struggling to find work. And she's like, I want to go on vacation to Korea now. Do you see, it doesn't make logical sense. A lot of you are like, shouldn't you be manifesting a job, a place to live, and you should. Right? She's like, I don't care. That's what I want. I want to go to South Korea now. I love it. The dream has been brewing for months, especially after showcasing my artwork digitally there in February and getting swept up in K-dramas thanks to my aunt. Girl, I feel you on the K-dramas, because let me tell you, if you want to get into K-dramas, Crash Landing on You, that's the GOAT. That to me is the GOAT of all K-dramas. Crash Landing on You. Netflix, see it today, now. Like, get ready to bust out the romance, the tissues. Like, I'm just like, yes. I serve me some of that up. Yes. Okay, but anyway, back to this. Like, you can tell I just really love it. I'm currently looking for my next K-drama, by the way, if you guys have recommendations. Only with happy endings. Anyway, she says, I felt this magnetic pull towards the culture, the cherry blossoms, the food, and the people. And it was like I was meant to be there. A calling. Wow. It's like I was meant to be there. Yeah, because a version of her was already there. That's why she felt like I was meant to be there. I meant to do that. I meant to do that. She's looking at the cherry blossoms. She's eating the food and looking at the people because she's already doing it. The version of her was already doing it. That's why she felt the pull. She said it, a calling. That's desire. Desire means you're there already. A version of you's already doing it right now, not in the future, right now. Despite my circumstances, shouting, you can't possibly make that happen. Are you insane? That's so illogical. What the hell are you doing? Again, you shouldn't be doing that. I held on to my vision. My friend recommended I declare, God put me in South Korea. I did. Remembered, she says, so I did it. I remembered that I am God and already fulfilled. I began affirming, I am South Korea and I am welcoming her. I'm not going to say her name. We'll just call her Shannon. I don't know. It's the first one that came to my mind. I am South Korea and I am welcoming Shannon. So that's what she started declaring. I love this because when you hear I am all that is, I am everything. I am infinite intelligence. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm everything. She recognizes that she is also South Korea. It's like, how can you be everything but not South Korea? How can you be everything but not what you're desiring? Oh, I'm everything but that. I'm all that is except for that. It doesn't make sense, does it? Everything means everything. So she started declaring, I am South Korea and I am welcoming Shannon. And then within a week and a half, everything began to shift. Of course it did, because she declared, I am everything. I am God. Put me in South Korea. I am South Korea and I am welcoming Shannon. She was speaking as source, not about Shannon. She was speaking as source about her human. She wasn't speaking as Shannon, I want to go. She was speaking as source. I am South Korea. And I am welcoming Shannon. Do you see? She was claiming an as source, not as the little human. So I was guided to reach out to an old college contact, which led me to an incredible year-long teaching opportunity in South Korea. Can you believe it? Of course I can. I applied and was accepted within 5 days. The support from others has been overwhelming. Someone even covered my storage unit fees, where my bachelor's degree was safely kept. I love that she said that. I've received so much kindness, from meals and hotel stays to a GoFundMe that helped with my program cost. One of the most astonishing moments was when a celebrity I admire donated in just 6 minutes after I reached out. It's a testament to how once you commit to your I am awareness, the universe aligns to support you. Because it's waiting for you. So of course it's going to. Of course all the ways, the hows, the me's are just going to start unfolding. Because when you commit to your I am awareness, because we all have our own I am awareness of being whatever we want. So when you commit to it, meaning she boldly decided, and she's like, I don't care about all these opposing thoughts and feelings. I don't care if everybody's calling me crazy. I don't care. This is who I am. This is what I've decided. Now, here's the real kicker. I'm not just manifesting anymore, she says. It's done. Rose, 6 days ago, on August 31st, I officially moved to South Korea. After everything I went through, living in my car, feeling lost and afraid, like a lot of you do, right? We've all been there. We all go through that feeling like, is this it? Right? I kept telling myself that my circumstances didn't matter. Your reminders about being the operative power in my life were crucial during this time. Even when doubt crept in, I reaffirmed. What has she reaffirmed? My power. She didn't reaffirm that she lived in South Korea. She reaffirmed her power. I am God. I am all that is. That's what she said. You see what she was focused on? She wasn't focusing on the technique. She wasn't focused on, did I say it right? Did I say it in the present tense, past tense? Did I do an ask-formation? Did I sit on my head? Did I work on my self-concept? Do I feel worthy of going on a trip? Will people like me? Maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I don't feel smart enough. Maybe I'm not successful. She didn't work on her self-concept. She didn't self-concept her way there. She declared, I am God. I am all that is. That's the only thing that matters. Because when you know that you're all that is, what else is there to do? You're everything. Little sippy. You know that tea you get when you go to a good Chinese restaurant and they bring you a little pot with little tiny cups of tea? And it tastes so good, like you don't even have to put any sweetener or anything in it because it just tastes so good. Yeah, well, this is it times 100 better, okay? Like, this is so good. Okay, back to this. Your recent video on being ready resonated with me profoundly. I realized I never waited to feel ready. You guys, I gotta pause here for a moment because when I tell you, I gotta fix this chair. When I read this part right here, I was like, hell yeah, girl, I totally know what you mean. It was just like, yep, locked in right there. What she said right here, okay? Your recent video on being ready, which I don't really know what video, because she didn't say which video it is, and I don't really know what video she's talking about, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to tell you anyway what she's talking about. Your recent video on being ready resonated with me profoundly. And just because she resonated with that video doesn't mean you will. So what video is she talking about is irrelevant. How does she affirm it again? What were the words? Is irrelevant. Listen to the bigger understanding that she's trying to share. I realized I never waited to feel ready. I just made the decision. I didn't feel prepared to teach, to fly across the world, or to immerse myself in an unfamiliar culture. Who could in those circumstances? It's like, if this is a mic drop. Like, come on. The beautiful, her email, as she's an artist, this is her masterpiece. This email's a masterpiece. Let me read that again, okay? I realized I never waited to feel ready. I just made the decision. I didn't feel prepared to teach, to fly across the world, or to immerse myself in an unfamiliar culture. Who could in those circumstances? What circumstance? Living in a car, not having money, not having a job. But I chose to tell myself, I am ready. Bam, girl. She said, I chose to tell myself, I am ready. Actually, I am ready. Because I know a lot of people are like, what do you do if you don't have the experience for that job? What do you do if you don't know how to? You've never been in a relationship. What do you do if you've never known what it feels like to blah, 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 blah? She did the same thing. But what her bigger realization is, she says, wait a minute, the hell am I doing? What am I saying? What am I doing? It's like, why am I waiting around to feel ready? Why am I waiting around to feel the feelings of having it? Why am I waiting around to feel something? What the hell am I waiting for? Why am I waiting to feel better in my body before I declare who I am? Why am I waiting around to say I am happily married before some person shows up? Why am I waiting around for something outside of me to prove to me or validate me that I'm ready and that I have it? What? That doesn't make any sense. She says, I realized I never waited to feel ready. I just made the decision and told myself, I am ready. I am her. That's what she's saying. I am her. I am her. I just didn't know what was happening. Every step, she says, I just didn't know that's what was happening. Every step I took towards Korea, each time I dismissed that reality I was in, each time I declared I am God, I was telling the universe, I am ready. And guess what? The decision transformed everything. Like, I want to throw my shoe at the computer and everything. I'm so excited, okay? But I'm not going to because I like my computer. But you know what I mean. Like, this, I have complete chills just with this one little paragraph. Like, she was like, wait, I'm ready. I just didn't know that what was happening. Every step I took towards Korea, each time I dismissed that reality I was in other words, she wasn't ignoring her reality. She was dismissing that as her truth. You're like, actually, no. She's living in her car, okay? Because I know a lot of you have mentioned this too, okay? And by the way, like, I see a lot of people live in their car, live in their vans, and make cute little houses out of it with their dog and cats and stuff. But anyway, she was living in her car, didn't have a job, and didn't have money. And she was saying, yeah, this isn't what I chose. This is what I choose. I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is, because I live in South Korea. That's me. Can you imagine the cray she looked like? If anybody were to walk by and look at her and hear her talk, she's living in her car and she's saying that she lives in South Korea. That's why you don't say these things out loud to people, okay? But even your own thoughts and feelings are going to talk to you like you're crazy, okay? So she said, I don't care. I know that I am God and I am everything. And she said she didn't act, while she was deciding these things, like, I am God, I am South Korea. South Korea welcomes Shannon, right? She was making these decisions, what some call blindly, but it's not blind. She was making these decisions as source, as the creator of her world, her reality. She sees that she is reality. When you create, you're creating before you see anything change. You understand that your decision is the only proof. It's the only evidence. It's the only fact. It's the only truth. So you're declaring it despite her but sitting in a car to go to sleep. She was declaring her truth. And she said, little did I know that every time I declared it, everything was unfolding. Everything was completely rearranging itself to match what I was declaring. I don't think I've ever been able to say it is that clear and concise how reality creation works. That has to be crystal clear to everyone because I said so. So every step towards Korea, each time I dismissed that reality I was in, she's like, I don't care. This is what I said I am. I don't care. I don't care how I think. I don't care how I feel. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and play pretzel with my brain and try to figure it out. I don't care. I just declared I'm God. And I was telling, she says, little did I know, I was telling the universe, herself, in other words, her awareness, I am ready. And guess what? That decision transformed everything. Wow. I'm still pinching myself. Waking up in South Korea after a week of uncertainty and struggle. Just last week, I was considered homeless. Did you guys hear that? All of you in the back? Just a week ago, I was considered homeless. Let's just pause there for a second. A week ago, she was considered homeless. Yet now, I'm in South Korea. The company paid for my flight, gave me a cute apartment. I love that she said cute, because you know we all want to know what that cute apartment looks like. Girl, if you're watching this, I need to see the cute apartment because I watch K-dramas too, and now I want the tea on the American living in South Korea. I'm gonna need TikTok handle, whatever. I'm here. I want to follow. Okay, back to this. My cute apartment that they also pay for, paying my utilities for a month, paying my health care, and I receive a monthly salary. I have excelled at my certification, of course, and I am making incredible connections. It's a flood of blessings. Ooh, chills. It's a flood of blessings. Provision after provision. Because listen to this. Because, be the cause. She's saying, I'm the cause of the provisions. I'm the cause of the connections. I'm the cause at excelling to the certification. I'm the cause at the free healthcare. I'm the cause of the monthly salary. I'm the cause of the utilities paid for. I'm the cause of the plane ticket. I'm the cause of the cute apartment because I declared my truth. I am God. I am South Korea. And I am welcoming Shannon. Girl, you know that's not your name, but for your privacy. Because I declared my truth. I am God. I am South Korea. It's like, the fuck? I mean, come on. I mean, you guys, if you guys need to watch any more content after listening to this story, I don't know what to tell you. Because I declared the truth. There's only one truth. I am God. I'm everything, including South Korea. I wanted you to hear this story because it's mind-blowing. Girl, I'll say, it's mind-blowing, but it's not. It's mind-blowing, but it's not. It's both. From March 5th, the decision, in parentheses, the decision, to August 31st, landed in Korea. That's how long it took to unfold from beginning to end, just under 5 months. But we know that there's no 5 months. There's no 5 months. Like the moment if I were to scroll back and when she said, I boldly declared I want to go to South Korea, that's when she was in South Korea. And all the other stuff, it was just like all the how. It was just her little storyline. How? That's it. Because in her human little mind, she's like, I'm living in a car and then I want to be in South Korea. Do you see how the logical mind, and in 5 months, a lot of you guys have been crying and whining and coach-hopping and watching more videos and affirming more and giving up and in the comments saying, help me, I'm desperate, I'm in a car. Like, she didn't do that. She was like, hell no. I don't give a shit. I'm there. So she says, that's how long it took to unfold from beginning to end, just under 5 months. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me. Your guidance has been a beacon of light, and I can't wait to share more as I embrace this new adventure. Feel free to share with all my excitement. End of story. Ta-da! I mean, you guys, I know that it feels hard sometimes, right? Especially, I got to plug in so I don't die on the phone. There. I know that sometimes it feels hard, and sometimes you're just like, it's been so long, right? I've tried it all. It doesn't work. This is BS. You're just gaslighting. This is all bullshit, right? And I know I've been there, done that. I've cried in bed. I've cried on the floor, on the toilet. I've done it all. Like, I've been there with you guys. Like, I understand. And it feels like you're going crazy. Like, I've talked to other people and they're just like, yeah, you feel like you're just, like you're on crack. Like, you're just delusional. Like, right, like we go through all of these different phases, right? until you finally just shut the F up and just say, you know what? I am reality. The one speaking is the proof, meaning you. The one deciding is the one creating. The one speaking is the one creating. The one speaking is the evidence, is the proof. I am all things. I am everything. So whatever it is your desire is, you are it. Just like her. Her desire was to go to South Korea. And she's like, well, okay. Well, I am South Korea, so I guess I'm going. Do you see? It's like she declared who she is, that she is the truth, that she is God, that she is all things. And she said, it all began, I love that. It all began with my decision to boldly claim my desire. This is who I am. This is what I want. But she didn't back down. She said, I kept going to your videos and reminding myself that I am God and I am all that is. I am God and I am all that is. It is not, okay, we need to have a little chat for those you're like, what does she say? Like, okay, do I say it once, twice, 30 times? Do I say I am God? Well, I don't feel comfortable saying God. So is there another word? Okay, for all of you, you're missing the point if that's where your mind went. It's not what she said. It's not how she said it. It's not when she said it. It's not how many times she said it. It's her recognition that she is source, that she is reality, that she, as she speaks, she is causing her life to be the way she wants it. But when you're looking at the opposite conditions, for her was living in a car with no job and declared homeless, everybody's like, the fuck? How? Do you see? And she was just like, you know what? I don't know what to tell you, little thoughts and feelings, but this is who I decided that I am. I am her. I don't care. So it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. It doesn't matter if it's health related, if it's to your SP related, if it's related to finances, if it's related to career, if it's doesn't matter if it's related to billion-dollar business, if it's related to an eviction notice, if it doesn't matter what it is. Those are all circumstances. She didn't ignore the circumstances. She had to sleep in her damn car every night. How could she ignore that? She couldn't ignore it. But despite it, Google that word later on your own time. Despite the circumstances, she declared herself the only truth, God, all that is, and chose it anyway. She didn't say one fucking word about working on her self-concept. She didn't say one thing about robotic affirming. She didn't say she visualized herself drinking tea in Korea. She made a decision as God, not as Shannon. She made a decision as God, that she is all that is. She claimed herself. She didn't say she felt it. She wasn't moved by her words. She didn't even know what was going on. She just kept deciding that's who she is. And she even says, little did I know that that decision was creating, moving mountains, creating a path, a story of a woman that lives in South Korea. She didn't have to handle any of the money. She didn't have to handle any of the accommodations. She didn't have to handle any of it. It reminds me of that scripture, for I know the plans that I have for you to give you joy and prosper. I think it's something like that. It's Jeremiah 29:11. And that's what that reminds me of. I make the plans for you. Great I am. I make the plans for you. You choose. You, free will, have the choice to choose who you are. And I will make the plans for you. I will book your ticket. I will have your apartment. I will give you your needs. I will provide all the how for you. That is who you are. You're all of it. You're not just this little person begging and asking to go somewhere and be something or have some bills paid. That little you is just the costume that I am is dressed in. To have the experience of going homeless to living in a life of her dreams. Literally. That is who you are. You are all of it. From top to bottom. You are all of it. You're everything. But don't ever forget where it begins and where it ends. I am God. I am the truth. I am source. There is no other.